Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Freedom Vain. I know today's video is late. It was supposed to be put out yesterday, but unfortunately yesterday my face was swollen and I was not able to function at all. So now that I'm feeling better today, I figured I'd go ahead and put the video out for you now. What I'm going to be doing today is filming my update on the This Week I'm Wearing video that I did 2 weeks ago. And I decided that I'm not going to call it This Week I'm Wearing anymore. I'm going to call it the makeup basket because it just works, because I'm not doing it every week. I'm doing it every 2 weeks. So yeah, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with makeup basket. Now, I do have the reviews for you. I have worn the products that I showed you guys in the other video. I've worn them for 2 weeks, and a lot of things got mixed and matched, and some things worked, some things didn't work, and I'm just going to jump right in and show you guys the results of having worn everything for the past 2 weeks. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we have up is my MAC palette that holds my e.l.f. eyeshadows from my beauty books. And I have worn these shadows faithfully. I did a lot of neutral eye looks. As you can see here, there's a lot of golds and taupes and browns and like pinky gold colors. And on this side has more of the colors, the purples, the blues, the greens, the teals, things like that. And I actually did get a lot of wear out of this for the past 2 weeks. And actually today I'm wearing this pinky bronze color there on my lid. And for my transition color, I have this mid-tone brown color here. And for my crease color, I have a little bit of, what color did I use for the crease? This is like a plum color. It's kind of like a mixture of purple and brown. So that is what I am wearing in my crease. So this is a good overview of the palette. And these colors perform great. They perform as well as any other thing that I've used. I actually like, I think I said this in the last video, I like the Beauty Book shadows better than I like any of the other e.l.f. shadows. I think these perform best. And so, yeah, these were great. I didn't have any problems with them, and I will continue to use them. And I'll maybe feature them again in another makeup basket video sometime in the future. So that is that. And great, I give the shadows 4 out of 5 stars because you do have to work with some of them. And it's e.l.f., so sometimes things are hit or miss, but it's okay. I like it. Okay, so next we have the products that I have been using on my face for the past 2 weeks. And in the makeup basket video, I featured the Monistat gel chafing powder for the primer, and I featured the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse foundation for the foundation I would be wearing for the past 2 weeks. I used 2 of them. I used number 2 Caramel for my all over face foundation, and I used number 3 Cocoa for my contour. Now here's the thing, I was unable to use the Monistat as a primer with this foundation, and I was unable to use any silicone based primers with this foundation because this mousse foundation with a silicone primer did not work well together. The foundation with a silicone based primer was it did not apply smoothly. It did not apply flawlessly. It was patchy and it just did not look good. So what I had to do was switch over, and I ended up using the Black Radiance Complexion Perfection primer. And this is more of a like face moisturizer, lotion-esque cream type of product. So whereas you have the Monistat, which is a silicone primer which has this kind of a consistency here, and then you have the Black Radiance Complexion Perfection, which is more of a lotion that has this kind of consistency here. And with this, the foundation I found performed 100 times better. So, you know, I like these two together. I like this foundation and this primer together. I find that it doesn't give me any problems. The foundation on its own, without any primer, without anything on my face prior, only lasts for maybe 3 hours. So I find that I have to use this with this primer. And, you know, I like it. I like the way it applied, and I like the way that it lasted. Like with this primer, it lasted me all day and I didn't have any problems. The oil control was pretty great. So yeah, I didn't have any problems with that. And whenever I use this foundation again in the future, I will definitely be sure to use it with a more cream based primer, and definitely not a silicone based primer. Keeping with the face, I was supposed to use the Black Opal Deluxe Finishing Powder, which is in number 4 Dark. And this powder with that foundation, again, it's the foundation, because I remember using this powder and loving it and never having a problem with it. But with that foundation, for some reason, I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the finish of it. I think with this powder and that foundation, it looked really cakey. So instead, I ended up using something else. I ended up instead using my Ben Nye powder, my Ben Nye translucent face powder in chestnut. I ended up using this because this is a finer grade product than this. The powder itself is softer and it applies smoother. This is still great, but with the foundation it just does not work well. So I ended up having to use this instead. And you know, I think when it comes to the face products, I think everything ends up being so fickle, because if your primer doesn't work well with your foundation and your powder doesn't work well with your foundation, your face is not gonna look great, and you're not gonna get the best wear out of your foundation, and you're not gonna enjoy the foundation. So as you see here, I ended up having to switch up what I used prior and what I had to use after. So yeah, so just make sure that you are aware of what you're prepping your face with and what you're setting your face with, depending on the foundation that you are using, because that can make or break your look, as I found out during the past 2 weeks. I decided that I would use the Revlon Color Stay translucent powder for touch-ups as I go. You know, like when I was out, if I needed to touch up. But honestly, once I discovered what worked with the foundation, I didn't really need to touch up. So I didn't get much use out of this because I didn't need to touch up. The foundation held up for me all day. And yeah, I didn't have much touching up to do throughout the wear of the foundation. So maybe this will be featured in another makeup basket video, because I really did not use it much for the past 2 weeks. Maybe when the first day or two, because of the trial and error issues I was having, but after that I really did not have to touch up at all with this foundation. Next, I have the Ben Nye Final Seal. We all know that I love this product. I am just trying to use it up, and I think I used a good bit of it from the first 2 weeks to now. So I'm just going to continue using this as I go along. So yeah, that's just that. There's no biggie with this. It's great. I love it. Next, I have this eye product. I should have shown this when I showed the e.l.f. eyeshadows. This is the Revlon Illuminance Cream Shadow Bases, whatever you want to call them. What can I say about this? I use this and I like it, but I don't love it. And I think that's the same thing I said in the previous video. I'm not sure, but it's okay. You know, it's not the best cream base in the world, but it was great. It still helped my shadows to show better. So, you know, that's really what you want. The longevity of this, it's okay. It depends on the eyeshadow primer that I used with it. So when I wore these, mostly I wore this bronzy, how would I describe this color? This It's like a gold bronzy kind of color. I use this and I use the green right here. And when I would use those, I would use, like I said, the neutral shadows here. And when I wore the green, I wore this dark green shadow right here. So yeah, it was okay. It wasn't the best. I still prefer my color tattoos over that, but you know, it works. And so yeah, no complaints with it there. So the next thing on the list of products that I was supposed to use for the past 2 weeks was this Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express mascara. It's like this, and it's still kicking. That's pretty much all I can say about it. It's still kicking, it's still going. I'm actually wearing it today, so you know, yeah, I will just continue to use it. This will definitely be something that I continue with in the next makeup basket, so I don't even know if I'll show it or not, but that's neither here or there. Then there is this e.l.f. HD blush in Showstopper, and it's this really nice dark purple color. And like I said in the other video, I use this both on my cheeks and my lips, and I used this the first of the 2 weeks. I didn't use it much during the second week, but it's good. It's a lot, and you're never really gonna see a dent in this because you have to really be using this for a long period of time, because you only use a little tiny dot as you go. So this is kind of like how the OCC lip tars, you know, you always tell people, say, oh, you only need the slightest bit for it to work. Well, that's how this works. You just pump out the slightest bit and it's enough to cover both of your cheeks. And after that, I have this Wet n Wild. This is their lipstick from the dollar line, and this is in 522A dark wine, and that's what I have on right now. And the lipstick is great. You know, it lasts all day. It doesn't bleed. It does transfer, but you know, most lipsticks transfer, but this does transfer. And I played with this for a bit. What I did was I had days where I wore just like this straight out of the tube, and then I had days where I would put a translucent powder on top to mattify it. So I tried to play with this a lot to do different things with it, because I found myself getting bored with it. And then, you know, I think that's my fault because I picked one lipstick to wear for 2 weeks. That's crazy. So yeah, I think it's a good lipstick, and I think if you're interested in a color similar like this, especially for the fall season, definitely check it out. And it's only $1, and you usually can find these in CVS. You can find these in your beauty supply stores, wherever Wet n Wild is sold. I like it. Now we have this Jordana eyeliner in navy, and yeah, I use this consistently. I like this a lot, and this isn't even the new formula. This is the old formula, and I really do like this. And yeah, whenever I do get around to finishing this, I will probably purchase another one because it performs well, and it's a good alternative to always wearing black. So yeah, I enjoy this, and it just, navy eyeliner honestly can go with just about anything. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like the Falsies mascara. You know, it's not really much that you can say about it except that you like it or you don't like it, and I like this. Now we're coming down to the end. I just have this product here, which is my Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Eyeliner in Black is Black, and I have one other thing. This is the eyeliner that I use daily. This is something I'm actually trying to finish out because it is starting to dry out. Mind you, I have had this forever, so it's not like I only had it for a month or two and now it's drying out. No, I've had this way past the time that I should have it, and it is still cooking, and I have it on my upper lash line today, and I absolutely love it. This is something that I will always continue to repurchase. Love it. And last and certainly least, you know, most people say last but not least. No, last and certainly least are these MAC samples. I had a third one. I don't even know where it is anymore. I don't really care too much for them. This one here, which is the NC50, is starting to separate. Like, I used as much of it as I could stand to use, but I'm done with these. I'm going to toss them, and I don't think MAC foundations are for me. I did want to try the face and body at one point, and I think I probably will, but yeah, I wasn't too crazy about these, so that's that. Okay guys, so I hope that you guys enjoyed my mini reviews of all the products that I've been using for the past 2 weeks on how I've been using them. If you like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. You feel free to comment, and please subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned because I am going to film another video of the products that I'm going to be using for this week. So I am happy to have had your company, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day.